Alright, what's up, Dragon Brew? Today, I'm going to do something and put some eyeballs on a different creator that looks like they have a smaller channel and probably deserves a few more views, but they go by the name of Kaero, or Kaero maybe, K-A-E-R-O. And the reason I bring it up is somebody pointed their stuff out to me and showed me this Jund deck that looks literally like some nonsense we would be playing on this channel. And I figured, why not? We'll showcase this deck. It looks like fun, so let's get into it. Starts out with some mana creatures, some Scrap Gorges, which I like right now because there's several things playing off the graveyard, so good choice. And plays some Loam Speaker, which I'm really into. We have some Voldaren Thrillseeker. This is where we start leading up to some nonsense. I'm here for it. We also have some Fight Rigging. Total nonsense, which means we're going to have some big creatures, I'm hoping. And then we get some Pernicious Underdog. Of course, we need to have this because it's a 6-power creature, works with Fight Rigging, tracks out, right? Nixilis. This is a fun and interesting inclusion, right? Because you can sacrifice some of your early mana creatures if you don't need them anymore, but also just having another good card against the control decks to just put some pressure on them doesn't hurt. I will admit, not the best card to get under a Fight Rigging, but also not the worst. Then we have Archfiend of the Dross. Again, 6-power creature, play it the turn after Fight Rigging, all tracks out, and you could sacrifice this to either Nixilis or the Thrillseeker, so you're not stuck possibly dying to it. Terror of the Peaks, we all know how insane this is. This is probably like, I don't know, the 8th deck on this channel I've played this card in. And of course, Trumpet and Carnosaur, because it works with pretty much everything in the deck. Everything else costs less than a Carnosaur if you want to use Discover, or we can just use it as removal because the deck doesn't have a lot of it. So this kind of fills that spot for us. Now, as always, at the end of the video, if you think this is cool, I'll have a link to the deck if you want to check it out. It'll be down in the description below. You look for the blue arrows, it'll take you to my Moxfield link, a channel sponsor, and you can get this deck and a pile of other sweet stuff we have in Standard. For now, though, let's go see if we get to do all the shenanigans we want to with this Fight Rigging. Ooh, let's mulligan. Well, this kind of went too far the other direction, but sure. Let's see what we got. Oh, I meant to play the district. Oops. Sometimes lands look similar in your hand. Go figure. Alright, we'll play this. I mean, it doesn't change a whole lot next turn. Though, I guess I should have played Loam Speaker in case I wanted to try to resolve the Nixilis, because that could have made a difference. Alright, they probably have a counter there, so that's good to know. You know, I guess so. I can stay on top. Alright, so it wasn't any of those things where they draw cards or any of that stuff, so it's definitely counters. So we just gotta decide how we feel about that information. Let's get black mana from this. And see if it's negates or simply what you called? No more lies. I think that's where we're at here. Might be no more lies because they didn't attempt to do anything there.
Your punishment is my
All right, we're just gonna plus
by coin
in the turn.
tribute is owed.
I mean, we don't need to be in a hurry now with just the Nixilis out and against the control matchup. We force them to deal with those. I mean, it's one of those things. If they do, they do. But we're at least forcing them to take some actions here and possibly unlock things for our turn. Otherwise, we'll just get you for 2, get you for 2. We don't have to be in a hurry. They're going to deluge? Great. Which is awesome because we can remove that with the Scrap Gorger. And then just play our Archfiend. Which probably just prompts a removal spell from them of some sort, but that's okay.
And you'll lose everything.
The thing about the control matchups is sometimes you literally just have to be patient. Like, don't overcommit. Get cards that give you extra value when they come into play, whether it's like make another token, or in this case, made another Nixilis. Because while this hand was not great, I'm gonna discard a Deluge. That's cute. You know, having access to Ob Nixilis really at least gives us something to do and puts pressure on the opponent still.
Is my
Now, I'm
entertainment.
assuming it's going to be a land sweeper of some kind here. Whether it's depopulate. Oh. They're just going to spot remove a demon. I wouldn't be too mad about that. Yep, opponent just gives up. Yeah, and this might just be a case where they don't have a good way to get rid of these. So they're just facing, even if I get rid of this stuff, they're going to have to discard cards every turn or lose 2 life to each of these. And eventually, it's just not going to work out. So, yeah, sometimes Ob Nixilis is all you need, I guess. Okay, this is not a good hand, but we're going to keep it. Hopefully find an untapped land on top. Okay, that'll work. That can stay. That at least makes this hand serviceable for sure. Usually, though, they want to kill your mana creature pretty quick. So if that eats removal and some of these get by, that's a good thing. Be even better. Yep, as we expected. It ate some removal. I was just about to say, be even better if we got a fight rigging. Though, I probably, in this matchup, should play fight rigging first. Because they have fewer cards to get rid of fight rigging and definitely more to get rid of Hammer Skull. But here we are, so we're going to go ahead and fight rigging up. Ooh, let's get Arnisaur. That seems like fun. Play Carnosaur. Get other value card. Oh, good thing. That flies over the top. We like that. No attacks. So they can have a Glissa. We don't even care. Glissa attacks, we're not blocking. We're just going in for value. I mean, even if they play a Preacher, at least they're trading. Yeah, I was going to say, if it's just Shieldred, meh. We're attacking in like our life depended on it. Yeah, we ain't blocking. Sure, didn't need it anymore anyway. I was more afraid of them gaining life, honestly. Alright, so this decision we have to make here is if we think they have a board sweeper. But we attack, they block 7, they take 12, then they take 2 more. I think we're okay risking that. Let's go. Alright, they go to 4. They go to 2. They would then just die to the trigger off of Archfiend. So yeah, we just end the turn. Yeah, that's not going to do it. They could get into thing that kills the Archfiend. And then Carnosaur dies. Hey, you know what? That blocks for a turn, though. That's an answer. I mean, they're going to see that we're holding 2 terrors. Which now we don't have to care about removal. Because if they sweep the board, they die. And we'd get back a terror anyway. Or we just play a terror that they can't spot kill. Oh, and they drew a card and died anyway. They didn't really have anything they could choose here that mattered. I mean, they could have chose to, like, remove some counters and actually could have killed us, I guess. Right? Because this is when it has no counters. Remove all counters on Archfiend Draw if there are no counters. Oh, yeah, so they could have removed the counters off our Archfiend Draws and killed us. Oh, but it has to be at the beginning of our upkeep. So I guess... Well, we would have died during our upkeep, though. So that's legit. They would have had a way to win there, actually. Oh, weird. All right. All right. We have 2 draws to find a mana creature, right? Oh, we failed on the first one. All right, we got there on the second one. Which feels a little bit important here because I feel like we might want to just Archfiend next turn and then set up fight rigging. All right, well, that's not going to happen. Looks like it's going to have to be Hammer Skull anyway. Oh, this is not at all the type of deck I thought we might be facing. This is just going to be, I'm assuming, red, white, black removal. So it's just how much removal does Mardu have? Is basically what we're dealing with. All right, you got it. All right, well, if they're not playing anything, we know the hand's loaded with removal, right? Probably more Lightning Helix and what? There was a pause with no creatures on the board, so there's some amount of burn in there, I'm assuming. All right. Let's put this on Dinosaur. I don't know if it's going to matter. All right. What kind of removal you got? Oof. Are we just going another Archfiend here, maybe? Okay, that's a little weird, but sure. Alright, opponent scoops to that. Fair enough. Alright, this seems okay. Let's see what we could do with this. Doesn't feel like much to complain about here with this one. It's just, do they deal with all of our cards, right? Looks like Cavern of Souls might be an important part of this game plan. Actually, Nixilis might be as well. Though, potentially, I can say with those colors, could also mean they're putting a lot of stuff in the graveyard, which they might want to, but nope, this is a Toxic build, so, alright. So I have to figure out, should I just be, okay, that helps us make a decision here. I think the opponent should have attacked first, though, assuming they're going to, because we'd already be at 2 proliferate here, but that's a benefit for us. Also, have to decide if it's worth giving up an Nixilis here. Or casting an Nixilis, I should say. I'm going to play this Blooming Marsh. And I'm actually going to turn one of these lands into a creature, and then that way have a 2/3/3 Nixilis, because it's equal to the power. And I think that's the play here. I'm going to get rid of probably this, since I can put this, I don't know. Let's get rid of this. And then we'll just cast the Nixilis. Get rid of this guy. A little bit of an unconventional play here, but I didn't want either of them to die to the hybrid, especially when I can just kill the hybrid the next turn. So let's just plus. We're not going to do any minusing here. There's no benefit, really. And then it sets both Nixilises, plural Nixilises, I think is correct, at 4. And now this changes the opponent's game plan, because, right, they need to attack us to give us Toxic counters. But if they're attacking Nixilis, doesn't hurt us that much. Yep, they had to make that decision, so they're just attacking us. Which is fair. I mean, you do what you gotta do. Question is, can we just outrace their Toxic stuff at this point? I believe the answer is yes. But we'll find out.
Pleasure doing business with you.
And we'll do it again. And this is whenever you proliferate, you return it to your hand. So not when we take Toxic damage. So when they attack, we can kill one. We go to 3 Toxic, goes to their graveyard. They could proliferate, do whatever. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 1 here. Like, they're not blocking, obviously. End the turn. And then also, if they target Terror with the spell next turn, they'll also lose 3 life. So, small nickels and dimes here, but they add up to a lot of damage. Another Voidwing. Gosh dang it. Alright. Okay, we'll go ahead and kill 1. Just so the clock doesn't get out of hand on us on Toxic stuff here. I think we're going to go ahead, put this on Dragon, I suppose. I don't really need to. I think I'm just going to put it on Dinosaur. Not sure how much it matters at this stage, but... Though I actually mistake. I should have done the Nixilis stuff first.
Plead for mercy.
All right, they're at 9.
Pleasure doing business with
If they target the terror, they go to 6, which they're going to target it. All right, so now it's, can I find something that can kill a hybrid? So I don't die to proliferate next turn. Because I'll go to 6, these will go to 8, and they could put 2 proliferate counters on me. And that would be it. Oh, wait. They're finally deciding to attack up Nixilis here? Oh, opponent, they're best out. Oh, that's sick. Well, I was going to say their best out was going to be to just attack us. But now we plus. This game was weird, man. Like, I didn't really find a real threat till later. And we just lived off of these Nixilis doing all the damage this game. Okay, so how do we go about this? Turn this into a thing. I still have 5 mana. So let's turn this into a creature. Let's tap this for colorless. Play another Loam Speaker. Play a second Nixilis, or third, technically. I also have to make sure the one I keep, well, it'll be the new one with 3, so it'll be easy to remember. All right, so we'll go ahead and play this. We know the risk, but we want some more Nixilises. All right, we'll keep this new one. And then we're going to go +1. And we're going to go +1. All right, can they kill us? That doesn't do it. I was going to say, if they had 2 cheap things to proliferate and they attack for 2 here, sure. But now we get to attack with 2 creatures as well as all the Nixilis triggers. So I think we're good. Also, we went from 4 to 6 to 8. That's not going to cut it. If they had attacked us last time, I think they at least had a shot here. But now I don't think, because there's really no good 1-mana things that instantly proliferate. There's like some creatures when they die, they proliferate, that sort of thing. But yeah, we didn't do our normal creature thing. We're just getting by on Nixilis here. But sometimes you do what you got to do to win games. The paths are not always conventional. All right, they're attacking, which I guess means the game's over. I was assuming their situation was maybe just block, see if you can buy time, hold on to at least 2 cards so you don't die to the Nixilis triggers, but I'm not sure what the plan for them is here. Actually, you know what, though? If they put us to 6 here, and they have a way to bounce a creature, they go to 1, they discard all their cards to Nixilis, and then if they, well, yeah, if they could I guess if they could draw the proliferate card that lets them look at cards, and then find another proliferate thing, we would be dead. So they do have an actual realistic out here, believe it or not. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's just plus. Let's just do our thing here. Because they have to hold on to something that bounces a creature, obviously. And that'll probably put us to 7. So it's just, all right, so they didn't draw a card. All right, so I'm assuming that's what they're holding on to. So they just have to find one thing, top deck a thing that proliferates. Oh, and they're discarding one? Is this non-land? Oh, it does say non-land. All right. So actually, the opponent should have bounced a Loam Speaker here. Because the Loam Speaker abilities only activate at sorcery speed. Yeah, now once we get to activate a Loam Speaker, it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe they wouldn't be able to stop both of them though here, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, either one of these will get through. All right, attempt to attack. I mean, all right, cool. That's a good win. Just weird. Yeah, I feel like I could have maybe played that a little better. And maybe missed, it could have gotten another attack in earlier or something that could have changed things a little bit. But ultimately, these are the type of games I like to include in a video because you get to see a weird way to win other than just like, oh, I got to get my big creatures and do the fight rigging thing. Like, this looks like a pretty good start. Only downside is we can't really use Nixilis with the Scrap Gorger, but that's mostly okay. Wow, if this is a blue-white control deck, we might be having another Nixilis game here, y'all. Not generally what we want to see, but alright, let's put this on Dinosaur. Just so it sneaks through. And pass the turn. Alright. What do we got going on here? Kind of was hoping they'd play a Simulacrum there. So we'd know it's the artifact version of things. Yeah, we're gonna just attack for 6. Why not? Got something for him? Oh, and we're gonna get lost it just because? Sure, I ain't mad at that, I guess. Well, now I can save this cavern for something else. This is a little weird, because now I could kind of get an Nixilis with some value if I can turn this into a 1-power creature, right? Excellent. You can stay on top. This is already on Dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sure. So then I am going to go ahead and get rid of the Scrap Gorger here. We'll go ahead and remove something on the way out. And we'll just get us 2 things. And they already used 1 get loss. And they don't have a creature land yet. Okay. Yep. Temporary lockdown is not going to do much here. We are not a lockdown susceptible deck generally. They could get rid of our Carnosaur off the top of our library. Not that that's something we're really aiming for, but they could get rid of it if they so chose. Let's cost them some cards first. Let's see what we can do. I assume they're holding on to like a memory deluge or something here. I kind of want to strand some cards in their hands. So let's put this on Demon. Just as a way to say, like, hey, you're going to have more removal spells in hand to kill creatures here. Or use those sweepers. You don't get to use the counters. Let's go ahead and see if we can find a land on the top. Because if they have something to kill this, it's going to die either way. So I'm not that worried about it. Alright, found a land. But we weren't doing much otherwise. Alright, is this Deluge turn? Nope, it's a Wandering Emperor. Sure.
Run away.
Too bad this 3 damage can only target creatures. I'd love to shoot a Wandering Emperor. Yep, they're like, we gotta be able to kill this dinosaur at some point. And that's the right answer, opponents. Because now if we top deck a land, that becomes an issue for them. Let's plus.
Plead for mercy.
Let's plus.
Pleasure doing.
You'd have to -2. Alright. I am going to... Wow, do I want to attack them? Putting them to 6 is real nice. But then they're just going to go to 8, so it's like we only really did 4 damage. Alright, I'd rather just kill this then. That's fine.
I guess that's...
Play this. Play this. Hold on to this Carnosaur. So if they do have a Sunfall, great. Then we just get the Sunfall, or a Carnosaur next turn anyway. Yep. And then we're off to the races. Love it. And more Nixilis. Not that we need it, but actually, you know what? Now, let's make them choose first. They already know we have the Carnosaur, but let's make them choose before seeing what we get from the Carnosaur.
Mercy.
I mean, my guess is they're holding more sweepers, but
Or
whatevs. If you are, you are.
is owed.
Sure. Because the reality is, you get to the point where now we can start minusing Nixilis's. Wow, nothing? Alright, plus.
Go ahead.
I'm assuming one of those is a Wandering Emperor, right? Because that would make the most sense. Wandering Emperor this, go to 8. We could have them take 3.
Entertainment.
Go to 5. Then I don't even know what we do after that. They would attack an Nixilis. Yeah, alright. I guess we do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a Wandering Emperor, though, but whatever. Yeah. I mean, you gotta force him to have it.
I'm not overconfident. You're just
Sure.
underwhelming. You are not much of a
Then they block. Alright, so our Nixilis are not under threat at all here. So that's fine. Yep, that'll do it. Okay, let's see what this does. Let's see what this deck do. Oh, well. When you see this, usually means they're playing Roots, which is good and bad for a Scrap Gorger. Good because we can get rid of key parts. Bad because we can't remove things once there's a Roots. And discarding with Nixilis is kind of a bad thing, generally speaking. So that becomes a little bit of a problem. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to try to outrace them with flyers, because they don't generally have a lot of ways to deal with that. Sadly, Scrap Gorger is not optional. So we're going to probably go Terror into another Archfiend. Ah, they had Eaten Alive. That sucks. Yep. Okay. Well, that didn't work the way we wanted. Alright, I think we're just going to Terror. And if they just have another answer, we die. I mean, that's kind of all there is to it. I don't believe there's much we can do after that. Okay, Case, not so bad. Is we have to leave them with the skeletons so we don't lose our dupe. But, oh, looks like they have another sacrifice card. Yep, they had another answer. This might just be the GGs, y'all. I mean, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to write it off just yet. Let's see. We can do this. I was thinking, like, is there a benefit to removing a thing, playing Nixilis? But not really. Not here. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, they still have to kill us, so we can still block a lot of things. Gissa, that's gonna hurt. I mean, at least they got rid of 2 things at target already, so that's good news. But it looks like they have one more. Nope, they're just gonna go search. Did you have another removal spell? Oh, bruh. Alright, GG's. They had everything. Like, good hand, opponent. Jeez. Let's keep it. And let's see what this does. Hey, Mono Red, it's like we hadn't seen you in a minute. Alright. So I think the plan, assuming we still have a Scrap Gorger at the end of this turn, is to... Well, we're not blocking. I'll say it's going to be to play it through. Actually, not true. We just drew Archfiend. Never mind. I was going to use the Scrap Gorger to play a Thrill Seeker, so I guaranteed to have a blocker and can fling it, but now we're going to do this. Because usually, if they get through an Archfiend, it's going to cost them either multiple cards or their turn, effectively. And keeps a lot of damage off of us. So obviously, we'll block the most dangerous thing. They will spend some number of cards here, and we're okay with that. That is a scenario we are totally good with. Then we play this. This is what I'm trying to determine if I want to play a fight rigging here or not. And then... no, because if they find a way to get rid of Scrap Gorger, because they could just have, like, Witchstalker Frenzy or something. Alright. We'll just make you big. Pass the turn. Though, arguably... nah, we'd just be in the same situation. Let's say if we put the counters on the Scrap Gorger, then just fling the Thrill Seeker. Alright, that's enough either way. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Man, I swear, I feel like we're seeing so many blue-white decks. And I've played against several that don't even make the videos lately because, like, the games are just so long. I can't really do much with them, unfortunately. So it's a little bit sad when that happens. Alright. We'll go here. Go ahead and attack for 3. Usually their removal is going to be something that, like, leaves us with the 2-power thing or whatever, so... yep. Synthesizer makes sense. They decided to top. I'm going to go ahead and play this. And then hope that this fight rigging... well, fight rigging by itself isn't going to do much. Alright, well... that doesn't deal any damage to them, unfortunately. Maybe they don't have another one. Very likely they do, though. Or some other type of removal, but we'll see. They left 2 things on top, so obviously they liked their 2 cards. Alright, get lost it is. Yep, that becomes a terror. Well, that's the next best thing, I guess. Under the circumstances. I don't know if I'm supposed to play this or not. I feel like that's a little bit of a trap. Yeah, that can stay on top. That gives us at least something possibly to do. Alright. Like, if Archfiend dies here, we can at least still Hammer Skull plus fight rigging, and maybe that's something. But we're just kind of grasping at straws at the moment, trying to find a way out here. Grand Spider. Alright, that gets them another body that comes into play huge. Gives us some mana we can't use for anything, unfortunately. They could have killed off our Terror, actually. I didn't even think about Spider. That would have been a good call. To make the... or Archfiend, I mean, 8/8 would have been pretty big. Unfortunately, we didn't... they killed one of our mana creatures, so that limits some of our options here. But yeah, we're just going to have to do this and hope we hit something good. Alright, GG's. We're dead. Let's keep it and hope we find something to go with. Conscripts. That's usually not good. Because this just means it's going to be a pile of skeletons. Usually backed by a pile of removal. And we have no lands in hand. This is very, very bad. Yeah, I mean, you just kill a Loam Speaker here and make our life terrible. Nope, they're just attacking for 2. Okay. Boy, do I have things to get rid of. Probably, sadly, a Terror of the Peaks. You know what? I don't know if Ob Nixilis is any good in this matchup or not. I think it has to be Terror. Because I can at least use these others at 3 or 4 mana to do some things. Don't know that I will with the other cards. And we're not at a terrible life total here, so still functional. Let's play this. Counter up. Pass the turn. Alright, we'll kill this, because that's the biggest problem. We'll discard probably Ob Nixilis here. Oh, they get to choose. What am I talking about? Oh, they got rid of Ob Nixilis for us. Alright. Oh, that's the card we wanted to get rid of, as it turns out. Really just wish you would have found more mana in the process. Alright, so now I'm just gambling that we hopefully find something else worth it. Man, is it sad that I almost want to take a land? Alright. No attacks. I don't know what's in their hand. But it's probably not good for us. Alright, just lands it looks like. We have no mana to take advantage of the situation, sadly. Counters here. No attacks. I mean, if they don't have anything, I'll double block and let them tutor or whatever, I suppose. I mean, they know we're holding on to double Carnosaur here. Do we block is the question. I guess we do. And if they just find something, they find something when they go tutor next turn. We'll just live with it. Alright, this is kind of the next best thing. Actually, hold up. If we... I was thinking, if we play this, then we could Archfiend plus this, that's 12 damage. I mean, I guess I'm going to go for this as a way to try to win. I mean, they might just go tutor up something to kill a Terror here and attack us for 4, which is totally reasonable. Or they might go get, like, I don't know, what's her name? Gissa here? And then I'd have to figure out, is there a way we can even win? No, so they went and got Bitter Triumph. Alright, cool. That's actually good for us. As silly as that sounds, that was not bad. Alright, so let me do this. Get that. We will go ahead and attack, because I don't think we die from here. Alright. Conscript doesn't get us dead. And I think we turned the corner, y'all. Nixilis kind of sort of helps. Yep. But that's going to do it anyway. Yeah, all I was debating there was if I was just going to try to activate 2 lands and attack, since I can only block with one thing. And then, you know, they take 7 in the air. Assuming they block 6, they take another 6, and that's 13. So that would have just ended it. But yeah, ugly start, decent finish. So yeah, this is interesting because I like what the deck is trying to do. But I think, like normal fight rigging decks, one of the things you run into here is that you don't have that many 6-power creatures to auto-trigger the Archfiend. And also tough that Ob Nixilis is actually pretty good in the control matchups, but a lot of others, it's going to be kind of a liability. So sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't. And the card I realized I wasn't using all that much was Thrill Seeker. I think we won one game because of it was particularly a Thrill Seeker, but would it just have been similarly good if this had just been a removal card or Tear Asunder or something like that? So what I would consider is possibly removing the Thrill Seeker, even though I don't hate it, and one Nixilis, and believe it or not, one Terror. And seeing if we could do some combination of maybe Tear Asunder, because this gives you something you could do against artifacts and enchantments. It also lets you just get rid of other things. I also, even though we're playing mana creatures, I think this deck could actually benefit from something like Brotherhood's In. I think this is good against the Azorius Artifacts decks. It's good against Mono Red. It's good against the Boros Tokens decks. It's good against Mono White Aggro. Like, it checks a lot of boxes. I would probably play like 3 of those. And maybe somewhere in here, you know, honestly, I don't even know. Could we get by without Tear Asunder? Maybe. Because one of the things I'd like to consider is all the other stuff that's 6 power. Power 6, but mana value, let's just say 3. There's not that many things. I mean, you're talking about Bone Brute, Shakedown Heavy, Hammer Skull. Obviously, we like Shakedown Heavy, but then we're already at 61 cards. So then it's just, do Tear Asunders stay Tear Asunder, or do they become, like, I don't know. I was going to say Go for the Throat, but maybe Bitter Triumph. So you have stuff you can hit Planeswalkers with, is probably more correct. And then we still have a pile of creatures in. We still have 25 creatures. But this feels like it gives you more flexibility in more of the problem situations. You still have tricky stuff you could do with the Carnosaur. You don't have the big hitters here, mind you. You don't have, like, I don't know, like a Breach the Multiverse or anything like that, which is what you really like doing with fight rigging, is have like that big card that you can hit and do something awesome. But that aside, this deck can just as well win without even getting a fight rigging, right? That's kind of the other spot you want to be in. So yeah, I don't hate this all. I think you just need a little bit of a tweak here or there just to help with some of the weak spots. And yeah, it was fun. We won some games in some unconventional ways, which is sometimes what you got to do with these fight rigging decks. But yeah, just something I figured I would feature. You know, came across, somebody said, hey, have you seen this Kaero person? I was playing this deck they played. Here you go. But yeah, fight rigging, I think it's still viable. You just have to play some other cards so you can get to those later turns in the event you don't resolve a fight rigging or you just need something big to go off. But yeah, this one, interesting at least. Hadn't played fight rigging in a minute. It actually still had room in the meta. Who knew? And if you missed it, we played a deck with Make Your Own Luck to try it and see what we could get as far as free spells, and we went real damn big. So if you want to see that, check out the next video. But that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.